and welcome to another live broadcast. We are coming to you live via Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. So welcome if you are joining us on either one of those platforms. If you are new, I always ask that you take a second to hit that like button so you will be notified when we go live on Facebook. And if you are joining us on YouTube, welcome. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do broadcast live videos Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you are new to us, welcome. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best, and most importantly, live their most authentic life. And tonight, we are going to talk about alcohol and intermittent fasting. That is part of the living your most authentic life, in my opinion, when we're trying to incorporate a lifestyle that we want to sustain for our lifetime. And alcohol is that one thing that comes up quite frequently, not only in my courses that I teach here online, but also in some of the forums that we have put together for women who are looking for support and some accountability with their fasting. Now, the one thing that I always refer to when anyone asks me questions like, can I have alcohol when I am fasting, is you have to look back on what it is that you're trying to achieve with your goals with fasting and what kind of lifestyle that you want to live. For a lot of us women, we have spent a majority of our life sort of doing without some of the things that we enjoy because we're following some very regimented and strict diet plan. And I know for myself, personally, I have been part of that, where I have been following diet plans and very restrictive type of nutritional plans, and have had to opt out on a lot of social activities and a lot of kind of fun times with the family because alcohol was part of the plan that was very strict and omitted. And in hindsight, I'm not sure that that was always the best decision. But you have to also think about what it is that you are looking for with a lifestyle such as intermittent fasting. And for a lot of women, they're getting very frustrated or concerned that maybe they're not losing weight, or they're not feeling that fat adaptive feeling, or they're not experiencing that energized sense of calm that we often refer to when we are in that fat adaptive state. So I want to kind of address some of those concerns and the subject of alcohol and what you're trying to do with your own personal intermittent fasting journey. So I would be a hypocrite if I said that alcohol is a bad thing, or that alcohol is not allowed, or you should consider, maybe giving it up, because that is one of the things that I have truly found a way to incorporate so that I can live my life most authentically. My husband and I love to go out to dinner for date night. We love to have a glass of wine. We love to hang out with our neighbors and have a beer. I love margaritas. If you follow me, you know margaritas, chips, salsa, and guacamole are my thing. And so I don't feel it's my place to ever judge or give the advice that you should completely give up something like alcohol if you're trying to be successful with fasting. What I do, however, is have you really consider what it is that your goals are. And if you are feeling under pressure, or if you have a certain timeline that you would like to see something change positively in your life, and alcohol is one of those things that you're incorporating into your fasting cycle, but you're also having complaints about not reaching your goals, then I always have you go back and consider what it is you're doing, and could you possibly put maybe that one little fringe benefit on the side until you really adapt to the fasting lifestyle, or can get your body into the point of going from a sugar burner to a fat burner pretty easily, or create some boundaries around what you're doing in your social life and what you're trying to achieve with your goals as an intermittent faster and a lifestyle that you're trying to incorporate. And so I talk about incorporating boundaries a lot. We talk about it with fruit, we talk about it with complex carbohydrates, we talk about it with nighttime snacking. And alcohol is one of those things where those sorts of boundaries really work well in helping you kind of determine where alcohol can have a place in your life while you're fasting and trying to achieve your goals. And I know with the way, wine is so heavily marketed to the mom world and the woman world, that we sort of feel like it's our right or our duty, or we deserve to have that in our life. And I've often talked about my own experiences where I was very frustrated in some of the results that I was getting, and had to kind of take a hard look at my life and some of the habits that I had. And with things like really inexpensive wine at Trader Joe's and the $7 bottle of Chardonnay that you can pick up at the grocery store, it's often very easy for us women to justify a glass or two or three very frequently during the week. And I had a time in my life myself where I felt like having a glass of wine while I was cooking dinner, and then having a glass of wine with dinner, and then having a glass of wine on the couch with my husband was something that was just acceptable, because that's what we did as moms when we were winding down from our day. But then when I stopped and looked at what my body was feeling like and what my body was looking like and how unhappy I was with those things, I had to take a really hard look at some of the habits that I had. And was a bottle of wine casually drank throughout the evening on a Tuesday night and a Wednesday night and a Thursday night possibly the thing that was keeping me from reaching my goals? And so we have to be very honest with ourselves with some of the things that we're doing. Just like when we're trying to get ourselves into that truly fasted state, are we truly fasting, or are we relying on some crutches to kind of get us through and living in a little bit of denial? And I know how easy that can be for us women. We're stressed out, we're dealing with kids, we have a job, all we want to do is relax at the end of the night, and gosh darn it, I deserve a glass of wine, or I deserve to have a margarita. And what we have found in our own life, and my husband and I talk about this very frequently, is that once we kind of set down what it is that we're trying to achieve with our health and our fitness and our physique and our energy level, and then we create boundaries around some of those little niceties in life, that we often are more pleased with the results that we're getting when we're being a little more conscious about decisions that we're making. So specifically on the subject tonight of alcohol, alcohol is a very high sugar thing that you're putting into your body. There's really no nutritional benefit to it, but the reality is it's nice to have as an adult a cocktail when you go out with your husband on a date night, or a glass of wine with your girlfriends, or a margarita at a Mexican restaurant. And the reality is that that is okay, as long as you build it into your plan and you have a very realistic approach to it, and you're not living in denial, and that you understand that you need to create some boundaries around it, so that you don't live in that mentality that, well, I fasted, I can put whatever I want in my body in my feasting window. Because we know as grown women that that is not true, that we have to be conscious of what it is that we're putting in our body, because alcohol does have some negative effects. So if you're feeling like your hormones are imbalanced, or you're feeling like you aren't achieving a truly fasted state, or you're waking up in the morning and you're feeling a little off, or you're not able to maybe get that energized sense of calm, it could simply be because you're not consciously paying attention to maybe some of the habits that you have in the evening, where you might be indulging more than you realize, just because it's habit that you formed. And so creating triggers can kind of help get us back on track and get us to the goals that we want, while allowing us to still partake in some of the things that we enjoy doing in our social life. So here's an example of what my husband and I have done with our own personal boundaries, as far as living our life authentically, which does include an occasional cocktail or two, but yet still living within the means of our intermittent fasting lifestyle, so that we can achieve and sustain the health goals that we want, and our physical health and fitness and physique goals as well. So we have decided that we only partake in those things on special occasions that involved our immediate family, and on the weekends. And we no longer get into that habit of, it's Tuesday, we had a great day, everything in life is fantastic, let's have a beer. Or partaking in what we call cheap liquor when we go out to eat. And I've talked a lot about how quality over quantity means a lot for us women at this stage in our life, and that a really cheap glass of wine can be very damaging to us, and that we really deserve more to have a higher quality something go in our body and have fewer of it than a lower quality something and justify having more of it because it's less expensive. So I talk a lot about my $15 glasses of wine and my $20 margaritas when we go out to eat, because that's really a boundary and a trigger that I have set up for myself. And when I go out to dinner and I have a glass of wine, I order a very expensive glass of wine because I want a quality glass of wine. And for me personally, it's just very ridiculous to spend $45 on wine or $30 on glasses of wine when I chose a $15 glass. And so it does sort of trigger me to realize that one's enough, and that one really good glass of wine is very easy to sort of enjoy slowly and just have with dinner. Or going out and having a margarita. Like, I never ever would ever order a house margarita today. I did it in the past, but having a nice quality tequila, naming the ingredients that you have in your margarita, having it made specifically for you, does cost a little bit more money, but it's a very high quality margarita, which is probably not going to cause you any problems because it's not full of just a bunch of empty sugars. And so that's really what I advise women on when they are at the stage of life where we should be able to enjoy a glass of wine or two or a margarita and not have it be completely derailing us or cause us to live in that mode of regret and guilt about making a bad decision. So my advice about alcohol and fasting is this: consider your goals first. What are you trying to achieve? And will having alcohol in your life keep you from achieving that goal? And can you build boundaries around your decisions to include alcohol in your life that will also allow you to stay within your boundaries and be conscious of the decisions that you're making about what you're drinking, how you're drinking it, how often you're drinking it, and be realistic in that approach so that you're not only living in denial about what you're doing with your alcohol, where it could be derailing you from your goals and keeping you feeling frustrated, but also allows you to build in those triggers and those boundaries so that you can be present in your life and then not have any regret or remorse about the decisions that you're making. And I often say that, there's nothing worse for our spouses than for us to go out on a date night with them and then complain the whole next day about how awful we feel, or how we should have not done something, or should have not eaten something, or should have not drank something, and make it feel to them like we made bad decisions and that we're not living a life that we're happy with. And so always make sure that the decisions that you're making are for you, in your best interest, but they're not going to lead you to living a life that you're going to kind of be regretful for or feel guilty about, and then put that burden onto someone else. So make sure it has a place for you that's realistic. Make sure it has a place that fits in your goals. And then make sure that you're being honest with yourself and you're honoring yourself so that you're not in denial and thinking that fasting's not working for you. Fasting does work as long as you make the two decisions that I've talked about last week. Every day, just decide how long you're going to be in a truly fasted state. And number two, make sure that when you're feasting well, and knowing that alcohol fits in your feasting window. So be realistic and honest with yourself about how late you're partaking in that alcohol. And as long as you're drinking alcohol and putting calories in your body, your feasting window is still open, and it will not close until you stop putting those calories in your body. So you want to be realistic about that. It will generally also shorten your fasting window the next day. So what do you do if you've had a couple glasses of wine and you wake up in the morning and you're feeling sort of sluggish, you've lost that fat adaptive feeling, your energized sense of calm is gone, and you want to get back on track? The one thing that I always suggest doing is have a really long fasting window the next day and flush that body out with lots and lots of mineral water. Getting your body back on track, flushing out all that extra sugar and all those carbs you put into your body, creating a nice fat adaptive environment for yourself, and the very next day you should be right back on track. So it usually just takes about 1 day to kind of get it out of your system, and then you'll be right back on track the next day, hopefully right back in that fat adaptive state. And you won't be living in that kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out place with your fasting. You'll be right back into both feet in and feeling fat adaptive, and hopefully that energized sense of calm again. So I never tell anyone what to do about what they want to do as far as social life and alcohol. Everyone handles alcohol differently. Everybody's body breaks down alcohol differently, and everyone has a certain taste for what sort of alcohol, either because it's like a custom you have in your family, or it's a tradition you and your spouse have, or your family has. So in my opinion, do what works for you. Don't become a whiskey drinker just because someone says that's the better alcohol to drink when you're fasting. I've heard that before. I will not take up drinking whiskey because someone says it's a better fasting alcohol. I do what works for me and my family, me and my husband, me and my friends, and then I just make sure that I'm very realistic about it. I own up to it, and then I know what to do to get myself back into a fasted state, and I don't live in regret or remorse. I live happily with the decisions I make, because that is where we live most authentically. So I'm going to go here on Facebook and see who we have here, and I'll welcome everybody, and then I'll jump over to YouTube and catch you guys over there. Margaret's here, Kara's here, Julie, welcome from Plano. Heather's here, Kristen, good to see you. Susan, good to see you. Stacy, got my sister to try F after seeing my results. Congratulations, and welcome to the sharing of the amazing world of intermittent fasting. Carla, I enjoyed visiting with you the other day and appreciate all your videos. Oh, Carla, thank you so much. My husband is here. Janet, good evening. Amy's here. Jen, hi Diane, I feel amazing. Cleaning out cabinets on Saturday. I am dumping everything that contains soy. Congratulations, Jen. Any recommendations for soy-free chewing gum? Is there such a thing? Yes, there is, and I have a couple videos I did on it. One thing to remember about soy-free chewing gum is that it doesn't taste like regular chewing gum, so you kind of have to, know that. And then the other thing you kind of want to look for is aspartame in your chewing gum as well. Sometimes you can give up one and not give up the other. And then if it doesn't have soy and it doesn't have aspartame, then it's like a 5-second gum, like you'll chew it for 5 seconds and then you'll kind of be ready to throw it out. So there's a couple that I've talked about in a video. Just go search chewing gum in my playlist and you should be able to find the one that I've talked about, or a couple that I've talked about. Joy, loving IF, easy to do, so much energy. Yep. I can be on for a few, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, cool. Hi all. I can be on for a few. Okay, cool. Thanks, Amy. Joy, welcome. Kristen, watching too. Amy, cool. Amy, hee. They're all talking to each other. I love when you guys are talking to each other in the group. That means you're all girlfriends, and that's cool. This one is going to be good about alcohol. Yeah. So hopefully I told you guys what will help you fit alcohol in your life with fasting. I don't want to sit here and preach to anybody that you should or shouldn't drink alcohol. I always suggest don't pick up bad habits if you don't have them. Alcohol is not one of the things that makes fasting work, but it is sort of that thing that's kind of, you don't want to be the woman who's always feeling like you're not allowed to do things. And so that's the message that I think I really want to pass on to you here. Find a way to have it placed into your life that helps you live authentically, but also helps you live within your fasting goals and guidelines. So if you loosen up your fasting window on the weekend, then that's probably a great place for alcohol. If you like a long fasting window during the week, that's probably not a great place for your alcohol. And then we also have to be very true and honest to what it is we're doing in our life. If you're drinking a bottle of wine every night and then complaining about how you're feeling, or that you're not losing weight, or that you're, pre-diabetic or whatever it is, and I'm sure that was part of my problem when I was pre-diabetic too. Those 1 or 2 glasses of Chardonnay every day definitely keep you in that sugar burning state. And so we have to just sort of slow down a little bit and just be really honest with ourselves. Are the things that we are doing getting us to our goals? And sometimes that alcohol thing, although it's fun and it's social and it's all of that great stuff, yes, I agree that it's all those things, it could be that one thing that's keeping us from our goals, because remember, alcohol is a hormone imbalancer and it does slow down the fat metabolism process in your body. So it will keep you from your goals, and so you have to make a decision on how important that is to you. Can low carb IF make us more susceptible to hangover effect? What happens generally with fasting and alcohol is because you're going low carb and you're cutting out all unnecessary sugars, alcohol, sugar. And so what happens is you usually feel the effects of it sooner. And yes, you will feel it the next day because your body is not going to like you putting sugar back in it when you just deprived the sugar in your body for, however long you've been fasting low carb. So yeah, I know for me, like I used to be able to drink a glass of wine or two, and now it's like a short glass of wine and I'm good. I really don't feel like I want anymore because I can immediately feel the sugar on that. So be careful of that too, especially if you are one of those people that's like, oh yeah, I can have a glass of wine and then drive. Like you may no longer be able to do that. That sugar and that alcohol might hit your bloodstream in a different way. So be very aware of those things. Your body chemistry has completely changed now, and your body does break down sugar differently. So be very careful with that. Hey, Gina from the August group. Claire is here. Maria is here. Stacy is blue is your color. Oh, thank you, Stacy. Tiffany from New Orleans. Good. Welcome. Ingrid. Hello. Shoshana, blessing you ladies with success from Holy Jerusalem. Well, Shoshana, welcome from Jerusalem. My first experience with alcohol after starting fasting in April, I had 3 glasses of wine with my mom and did not have any feelings of being intoxicated. That was nice, but not a realistic place I wanted to be. You said something else and I can't read the rest. I plan on having a glass of wine with dinner. I count it as my carb. There you go. It's just one of those carbs that's doesn't fit in the conscious carbs category. So just kind of remember that. It's just pure sugar. I'm in the August group, have been doing IF for 2 months, no longer desire an evening glass of wine, enjoy my weight loss more than wine. There you go. And I always say that, nothing tastes as good as awesome feels. So if you're in that awesome state and then you start incorporating back wine, you might lose that awesome state for a little bit. Tammy, tell us how you order the magical margarita, please. I think I've done that before. I just ask for the highest grade of white tequila, a little fresh lime juice, a little bit of agave nectar, and like a splash of like Sprite or something like that. Very, very light. Mid-July course. Same here about wine. I made a lavender bath last night and poured a glass of wine. Didn't drink a sip. No desire. That happens too. That happens too. It's part of, I think, those hunger hormones balancing out too. We just look at food and things differently. And so you think about how the wine's going to make you feel, and then your brain sort of says no, and you can kind of walk away from it. I've stalled in my weight loss, and I know that although I didn't have much wine, I need to avoid it during the week. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing too about alcohol. When you're trying to become fat adaptive and you're trying to get your sugar cravings under control, the best thing to do is take a week or two and just keep it out of your life and sort of detox from that sugar. And then when you feel like you're in control, slowly bring it back in. I always say like I'm a cheap date in the sense, because like a glass of wine, I'm done. Like I don't need to drink another glass of wine. I just now spend more money per glass. So, where I used to go for like the $4 happy hour wine, now I'm like, I would never put that in my body. I want a $15 glass of something from South Africa, a really nice quality glass of wine. And so consider that when choosing a wine as well. There's something about an expensive glass of wine that just tastes better. I've lost all desire for my evening cocktails with IF. Not worth the way I feel now the next day. There you go, Laura. Congratulations. Gina, hello. Hi, I'm in the August class and I love it. What hot tea do you drink that's soy-free? I drink a chocolate tea. I did a video on it. You can go back and look for that too. I'll bring up that stuff. I'll rotate it through again probably next month. Fabi, thank you. You covered all areas of concerns about alcohol. My BF culture is very alcohol involved and it becomes difficult. Yeah. What do you think? What do you drink throughout the day? I drink water and coffee. That's it. Coffee in the morning and then water the rest of the day. Hi, Judy from Texas. You're awesome. Thank you for your help. Oh, you're welcome. Judy Gilbert is here. My husband just posted the link to our next course. Jessica, not wine, beer related, but I don't crave my fancy coffee anymore. That's huge for me. Jessica, that is huge. And, it's all the same stuff in the end. It's just sugar. And so congratulations on ditching the she was a sugary Starbucks coffee drinker. And she's a night shift nurse. She would get off her night shift and she would drink a sugary coffee, but it was the thing that was keeping her from hitting her goals. And so congratulations, Jessica. I'm proud of you. Doreen, welcome. Hello, Marianne from Cape Cod. Christy, welcome. Yvonne's here. Hello, did a 24 today. Feel great. Awesome. Good evening, Brown Eyes. Let's see, Heather. I'm watching after surgery and with a catheter. I found that pain medication is very hard on your willpower when you're trying to intermittent fast, but I'm not going to punish myself. Heather, you got to heal, and it's a season. So get through that season and let us know when you're ready to jump back in. We will be here for you. You got to get through it all. And as soon as I am able, I will get back. Yep. And reach out to us when you're back and ready. We're here to help you get back on. Alcohol is not a problem for me. Rarely drink now. Ice cream is a different story. Okay, so you have to create boundaries around your ice cream. Same sort of thing. You know, when I was trying to break my fruit habit, y'all know I went through with my fruit, and I love my fruit. And so what I had to do was allow myself to have an apple on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and those were the only 2 days that I would allow fruit because of the sugar content of it. And so the same thing with ice cream. Just have an ice cream night and have it be Friday or Thursday or Wednesday, and just do it 1 or 2 nights a week, and get little bowls. Like we have little, like about this big around ramekin bowls like you find in a restaurant, and that's what we put our ice cream in, and you can only put so much in there, I think, and only fill it up once. And then that's sort of a boundary that you create for yourself as well. Your wine story is mine as well. Time to take a hard look. Yeah. Another great boundary for wine is sort of like snacks that we quote unquote buy for the kids. You know, that big old box of Goldfish, that's the kids' snacks that I admittedly used to stand in the pantry and eat unconsciously when the kids got home from school. If you don't bring it into the house, you can't drink it, right? So if wine is one of those things you want to create a boundary around, don't bring bottles of wine in the house and only have wine when you go out. And then have the sort of trigger and habit of buying a really good glass of wine and have one. And there you go. You've kind of helped that. I save my wine for special occasions or date night. That's my boundary. I feel like crap if I drink too much. Hot flashes through the roof. Yeah, and we've also determined that wine causes hot flashes, and night sweats. So and insomnia as well because of the sugar. So wine will be that thing that will make you have a horrible night's sleep. Rita is here from July Group. I buy good wine now and have 4 bottles. Oh, good for you. Yeah, just drink them slowly. Thanks for answering my email. Oh, Linda, you're welcome. Rita, Canada, waiting for a special occasion to drink them. Oh, good for you. Carolyn, good evening. Jade, how long do you fast for? What is your regular fasting schedule? I try to fast for 20 hours a day. My only crutch. Okay, Stacy, if it's your only crutch, congratulations, and just put some boundaries around it, and before you know it, it'll be something you can handle. Hello from Tampa. I'd like to understand why not apple cider vinegar. It's 0 calories, also a good subject tonight. I don't know. Drink apple cider vinegar. Try it. If it keeps you feeling fat adaptive, then it works for you. I don't do it in my fasting window, and I teach to not do it. But if it works for you, go ahead. Had hunger pangs last night, worked through it, then got a burst of energy at 9. Body is smart. Yeah, your body is smart. Good for you. Julia, hello. Tommy. Still working on creating boundaries. August group. Yeah, we're here for you in August, so just keep working at it. Joe, you're welcome. Hello from France. Hello from France. I know IF heals your body. Does that include detoxing the liver? Does water detox? You know, anytime you put your body in a fasted state, you're giving it an opportunity to heal because you're not putting anything in it. So I would assume that that includes your liver. So if you're putting nothing in your body, and if you're worried about like a liver detox, I would probably take maybe coffee out for a while too and just water fast during your fasting window. I'm very well breaking my fast with vodka and diet tonic. No good, I know. No, and you don't want diet anything. Hi Diane, what do you think about grilled tofu on my salad? Is tofu? I don't touch tofu, but if it works for you, go ahead. From Scotland, sorry to go off topic. I've been really ill. If I'm Times College or Pepsi, is that normal? I don't know. Maybe take it out again and see if you feel better. If something's making you feel sick, the best thing you can do is take it out and just retest it. Let's see. Covered all the areas of my concerns about alcohol. Okay, we got that already. Did that already. Hey, Judy from Texas. You are welcome. Gilbert is here. My husband posted the group for the September course. We're already on the August course. Okay, let's see. I'm in the August class and eager to learn how to find my sweet spot. Been doing IF since June and trying to figure it out. I'll ascend. All you need to do is keep yourself in a truly fasted state and try to get to that 20-hour mark. You'll feel it. You got to get through the sugar first. Hey, Lisa, back from Spain and finally able to get on live 2 months into IF, and I will never go back again. Yeah, me neither. I had someone ask me today how long I'll intermittent fast as long as I live. I'll always create a fasting opportunity in my body as long as I'm living and breathing, because this just makes too much sense. Why would I take myself out of that? Okay, so I'm going to cut it off for tonight. Thanks for all your questions and comments. If you have any personal concerns about your fasting and alcohol, you know I'm always willing to answer some questions via email. If you're in the August group, don't worry, things are going to start cooking. You're going to start feeling those sweet spots kick in. You're going to start to feel that energized sense of calm over the next couple of days and into next week. So just keep listening to the course, keep plugging into your Facebook group, and you will get there, I promise you. If you are signed up for our September course, you will want to be on our live broadcast tomorrow night. We have a special announcement we're going to make. And if you have been hanging out with us here and you're eager to get into our next course, you will definitely want to make sure that you are tuned in tomorrow night. We will have a special announcement about our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course moving forward. So make sure you catch us either live tomorrow or you catch the recording from tomorrow night. I always suggest that if you are looking to join us, always make sure you get in sooner than later, because those consult call times do fill up quickly. And if you want to get a call within the first couple of weeks of the course, I usually suggest the second, third week. If you're having issues with your fasting, that's the best time to book your consult call so I can help you address them. And then the fourth week has been really good as far as fasting as well, because we're able to kind of fine tune some things before you kind of go off along your way. And then I also like to remind everyone who is a graduate of our course, please look out. Kara has just opened up a new Facebook group. So anyone who has graduated from our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, we have a Facebook group started up just for you so that we can talk amongst ourselves as graduates and experienced women of the intermittent fasting world that we have developed for ourselves, because our primary goal is to look and feel our best and live our most authentic life. And I know not everyone in the intermittent fasting world lives that way or wants to make those sort of choices. So we've created a group just for you so that you women can kind of stay together as sisters in intermittent fasting and continue to support one another. And then our alumni group is open. If you would like to get yourself registered for the alumni group, please feel free to do that. Our registration will stay open till the day before we start. So you do have some time. If you want to get in, go ahead and do that. And then, like I said, the September course is also open as well. So make sure you get registered for that. And then catch me here tomorrow. I have a couple big announcements for you guys if you are looking to join one of our future courses. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I always appreciate your participation in the conversation. I love your comments, and I love that you are sharing your amazing results with our intermittent fasting goals. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.